Hi there, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to talk about Mr. Donald Trump and how he had amassed the wealth that he did over the course of his life. You know, some of it was inherited, but most of it was through, as what most everyone knows, real estate. Now, how he did that was by being a savvy businessman and took advantage of some opportunities in New York real estate, but he had a lot of leverage on the properties and the investments that he owns. So much so that not personally, but his corporations had to actually file bankruptcy. And I remember reading one of his books probably 10 years ago where it said, and this is really a famous quote, once you owe the bank $1 million and you're in their pocket. If you owe the bank $100 million, they're in your pocket. So just thinking in those terms is kind of an attitude to have when you have massive amounts of debt. They want to make sure they get paid back too. They become more so your partner. So when you buy real estate or when you buy anything that you have leverage, leverage means you're borrowing money to buy something to then invest in it. So you have to really have a higher return than the interest on which you're paying in the money, on which you're paying. So it can really blow up in your face. The great thing about it is if you think about your house, it takes a very little amount of capital to have a lot of money working for you. So if you have a $300,000 house, you put 10% down, you put $10,000 down, you have $30,000 down, you have $300,000 actually working for you, and you've only got $30,000 out of pocket. Now, what can happen, though, is, let's say real estate prices are cut by half, which is what we've seen. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when something like that happens again. And now you've put in $30,000, you've got a house worth $150,000, but you owe $270,000, and the bank comes and calls the note because of whatever reason, and you can't service that debt anymore, and you are really between a rock and a hard place. And that's when, like Donald did, you're filing, or your corporation is filing for bankruptcy. And then you have to kind of start over, start building it back from scratch. And most of the people watching this video aren't in the circumstance that the bank's going to lend them $100 million, so they're partners. They're in the circumstance that they've got $1 million or less being lent out, and really you're at the mercy of the bank. So the alternative is diversifying your investments, not only owning just real estate. You certainly should own some. There's nothing wrong with that. But also investing in the markets. And if you look back historically, the returns of the market have been a lot better than returns of real estate. So let's assume that Donald Trump, his net worth is between, widely varying between $2 billion and $12 billion. I would say, who cares? It's a lot of money. You're never going to spend it all, no matter if anywhere in between there. I'd be happy with. But if he would have taken just the money he had received from his father, who was worth about $400 million, invest it just in the market and just let it ride by having it diversified towards small in value, his net worth would be substantially higher. It would be completely liquid, which is really an advantage to not having that sort of a leverage. One, there's nowhere near the amount of risk. And what has been shown is the return has been just as good. You just don't have as much working for you by putting a little down to have as much working for you. I hope this makes sense. Call me if you have more questions. It's just a lesson in how leverage can give you an advantage, but how it can also really hurt, and understanding the risk associated with that. So call our office, 770-984-2312. Go to our website and sign up for the newsletter, bearwealth.com.